I got another idea that I want to share with everybody. And this is something that people have been asking about. And that's how to obviously get more views. Everybody wants to know how to get more views. So I want to share with you a YouTube strategy that I've been doing for years. And it's kind of changed and developed over the years, but this is one of the first, kind of YouTube strategies that I learned. So I want to share with you that in today's video. A couple things first, and these are kind of the non-negotiables that you guys need to have before you execute the strategy. And I'm going to give you exactly how to do it. So this is a strategy that you can do today, which I recommend you do, especially if you're struggling on YouTube, or you're brand new on YouTube. But your posting schedule, this is a non-negotiable. You have to be posting on a regular basis. This is not for people who are taking YouTube as a hobby. Maybe you're posting every once in a while. Maybe you've done a couple shorts. I'm talking long form videos, taking it serious. You have a niche, or you at least have an idea of your niche, and you're focused and you're making videos. Now, I always recommend to my clients 3 videos a week, like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or at the lowest, I say 2, like a Tuesday, Thursday, or whatever it is for your audience. It's going to be a little different for everybody. But the reason I tell them to, at least if they can, do 3 a week, if it's within their schedule, depending on their workload, or it just depends, is because the more data you can give to YouTube, the better. And I talk about this a lot in my videos. And this is a big reason a lot of people's channels just aren't growing. And they come to me and they say, why am I not growing? Why do I have enough views? They're either not posting enough, or they're very inconsistent. And you need to send enough data to YouTube. So you need to make enough videos for them to know exactly who your audience is and who to share your videos with. So first, make sure you have a posting schedule and you're sticking with it. It doesn't mean if one week you're posting Tuesday, Thursday, and next week you weren't able to post on Tuesday, you post on Wednesday. Don't freak out about it. I think what's more important is to be consistent as best as you can, but to have at least 2 videos a week. Also, you want to make sure that your videos are optimized for search. So you want to make sure that you have the keywords in the title. You want to make sure that you have keywords in your intro when you first deliver your intro. Like when I gave the intro here, it was just a real basic one, but I repeated the words in the title. So for example, YouTube is one keyword, views is another keyword, strategy is a keyword. So I repeated those. And when you save, here's a little pro tip for you. When you save your thumbnail and when you save your video, save it as the title of your video. Okay, so when you upload, that's just a little bit more metadata that you can send to YouTube. And description and tags, this is kind of up for debate. A lot of people say it doesn't matter. I say it can't hurt. You can just have a 1 to 3 sentence description and make sure you use keywords in the description. So for example, this video is #1 YouTube strategy to 10x your views. So I would have in the description somewhere, I don't have to repeat the exact title, but I would have the keywords YouTube, I'd have the word strategy, views, and then I'd also add in other keywords. Like I might say, after I've kind of said something along the lines of, this #1 YouTube strategy is great for new channels who want to 10x their views on YouTube. And I might say, if you're a small channel or a beginner, something along those lines, those are keywords. Or this is perfect for YouTube for beginners, or my audience, a lot of over 40 creators. I might say something, this is perfect for YouTubers over 40. Something really, really brief in there. And then tags, I'll add a couple tags. And this is something, that, again, that's up for debate. A lot of people think it doesn't matter. I know a lot of creators who never put in tags, and they're crushing it on YouTube. So I like to put them in just because it gives me a little peace of mind. I don't put in the total amount. I think you're allowed to have 500 words or something, 500 characters. I'll put in maybe 5, 6, 7. I'll make sure to use the main keyword that's in my title, and I'll add a couple other related keywords. And you can use a tool like vidIQ. They have a free version, they have a paid version. but it's an extension you can include on your YouTube channel, which will help you come up with keywords and add keywords, okay? The most important thing is making sure that you have those keywords in the title, because you want to make sure people can find you on YouTube. So when they go to search, they can find your video. And that's something that's really big with a lot of my clients, is because I work with a lot of people over 40, I work with retired people, and a lot of their videos, you know, they have channels and they're great on camera and they have an interesting story, but their videos aren't getting a lot of views. And I find the number one reason is they don't have keywords in their titles. They're just kind of coming up with ideas. You know, I'm talking about, you know, my retirement plan at 60 years old, or I'm talking about my RV trip to Arizona. Well, if these aren't searchable keywords, these aren't things that people are searching for, they're not going to find you. And that's why your videos aren't doing well. So I work with them to really optimize those titles, which reminds me, if you are somebody who is serious about YouTube, I do open up a few discovery calls each month. If that sounds like you, again, I'm very selective. I work with people who really want to do this, not people who are looking to do YouTube as a hobby. But if you are that 1% and you want to really scale your YouTube channel or grow one and take this seriously, I'll put a link below here somewhere in the description. Click on that and then you can apply and book your call. The packaging of your video. So by packaging, I mean the thumbnail, the title, and the intro. So those all have to work together. Now we could make a whole video on thumbnail, title, intro. We can make a whole video on just thumbnails and titles. But for the sake of this video, you want to make sure that your thumbnail, your title, and your intro are all congruent. So the thumbnail might have, you know, 2 to 3 words on it. You typically don't want to go more than that. And you never want to repeat what's in the thumbnail and the title. But let's say, example for this video. Now I haven't done the thumbnail yet, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to say, but let's just say it says something like, you know, slow channel, right? Or channel moving slow, something along those lines. And then so it kind of creates a little curiosity. They're like, huh, that's me. It's moving slow. Channel's not growing. They look at the title, #1 YouTube strategy to 10x your views. It's like that, so that the title or the thumbnail, right, triggered them to then look at the title. So make sure your thumbnail is engaging, the words that you use on the thumbnail, obviously use bold font, things like that, triggers them it creates curiosity, gets them to look at the title. Then they look at the title, that makes them want to watch the video. And then comes the intro. So I have to make sure that I deliver in the intro what I said I was going to deliver in the thumbnail and in the title, okay? So it's that show with the thumbnail, tell with the title, and then you got to deliver with the intro. So for beginners, usually I tell beginners that, you know, you can just repeat the title, you know, you repeat a variation of it. You don't do it monotone, but it could be something as simple as, hey, everybody, how's it going? In today's video, I want to share with you my #1 strategy for helping you to 10x your views with your YouTube channel. So it's not word for word, it's very casual. And then you get right into the content. And you can mess around with hooks and intros and all that kind of stuff, but just make sure that everything's congruent. Thumbnail, title, intro, okay? And if you're still watching this, that tells me you are one of the serious people. You want to grow on YouTube. You want to take this seriously. Maybe you have a skill set that you want to learn how to turn into a business, learn how to monetize it here on YouTube. Or maybe you have an existing business and you want to learn how to grow it. I'll put a link below here somewhere. Just click on it and apply and book your call. Now that you have all these non-negotiables, right? You are posting on a regular basis. Your packaging is good. You got your thumbnail, you got your title, you got your intro, you're staying consistent. You're SEO optimized, right? Search engine optimization. You've got the keywords in there. You've uploaded your thumbnail and your video with the name of your title. You're good to go. Now, one of the biggest things is coming up with the idea for the video. And this is how you're going to 10x your views, is you can't just make it up out of thin air. I talked about this earlier. You have to look for what are called outlier videos. Now this is really easy to do with tools like vidIQ. There's another great one called 1 of 10. Now you do need the paid version to do these, but this will save you a lot of time. And what they will do is they'll help you find outlier videos. Now, outlier videos, what that means is these are videos where the views outperform the subscribers. So if the subscribers are, say, 50,000 and the video has 400,000 views, that's an outlier, right? It far outweighs the subscriber count. So in a nutshell, a very basic method for doing this is look for like a 3-to-1 ratio. The higher, the better. So if it's 100,000 views on a channel, you want to find views on that. If it's 100,000 subscribers on that channel, you want to find videos that have 300,000. Does that make sense? And when you start doing this, especially as a smaller channel under 100,000 subscribers, you want to look for channels that have under 100,000 subscribers. Now, if you find a channel with, say, 10,000 subscribers and they have a video with several 100,000 views, heck, if you find one with 1 million views, you got to make that video right away, okay? And a great tool that you can use, again, vidIQ I talked about earlier, you can use the free extension of vidIQ to do this. And when you plug it in, you have the extension, it'll allow you to see the subscriber count as you're scrolling. So you take the keyword that you want to search. So let's say it's guitar for beginners, and you plug those keywords into YouTube. When you have the vidIQ extension plugged in, it'll show you the subscriber count right there next to the views when you scroll. If you don't have this, you'd have to click into every single video to find the subscriber count. So definitely download the vidIQ, do the free version, get that plugin. Put your keyword or keywords into the search bar of YouTube, and then you just got to start scrolling. It's going to be a little time consuming in the beginning, but as you get better at this, you'll be able to spot them right away, and you'll see the subscriber count and the view count. So stay under 100,000 subs and look for 3 times or more of the views. And if you can get really good at finding those, and again, the higher the ratio, the better. If you can find a 5x, 10x or more, those are great videos to make. And the reason this works so well to help you get more views on your YouTube channel is because these ideas are proven to work, right? They're already proven to work. And I'm not telling you to copy, I would never tell you to copy, but you want to take the idea and then you want to make your version of that idea. So you're going to change the title, you're going to change the thumbnail, but you're going to, in the video, you're going to deliver your take on it. I'm not the only person making YouTube videos on how to get more views, right? I'm not the only one making a video on the best strategy for 10 times views, but I'm giving my version, my experience, and my take on it. It's all original, okay? But the idea, I've seen other YouTubers make similar videos. So I took the idea because they're getting lots of views, especially the smaller YouTubers with a lot of views using that outlier method, and I'm making the video. And that's what you need to do. And if you can do that with every video from now on, your channel's going to grow. And if you want even more tips on getting more views, I'll put a video on one of these sides here that I recently did showing you just some different ways and things you can do to help you get more views, okay? I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.